Hi everyone, this is a basic type of example, which is domain and range for the trigonometric functions, especially for sine and cosine, which is we find the results of sine and cosine by using the unit circle. And in the unit circle, cosine results are given by the x numbers, or x numbers are equal to cosine results, and y numbers are equal to sine results. So when I draw any angle over there, the x and y number gives me the result of sine and cosine. So when I draw a very big angle, let's say 359, then 400 bigger than 360, then, or how can we say 500, 600. So I will always be inside this circle. That's why for cosine, the biggest answer that I can get in every case is +1, and the smallest answer that I can get is -1 for cosine. It is kind of the same for sine. Since I will be always turning inside this circle, the angles wherever I draw, so the biggest answer that can happen for sine, it's +1, and the smallest -1 in all the cases. So then, when we were asked about such domain questions, firstly, we write the basic understanding, the biggest and smallest answers we can get for sine. Now we are solving for this example. It's from -1 to +1. And later we try to arrange this between part into given expression. So that firstly, we should get the multiple part. Then secondly, we should get this additional part. We multiply everything by 5. So it turns into -5, and 5 times sine x, and smaller than 5 times 1, 5. Then additional part, which is now it requires to insert -7 to every part. You insert -7 to every part. So -5 minus 7 makes -12. And in the middle part, you will have 5 times sine x, and you should insert -7. And then 5 minus 7 makes -2. So the domain of this function is starting from -12. The range of this function. So these are about results. So results are a means range. So from -12 to -2. So for these kind of questions, the domain, which is the x numbers that we can use, they are always all the real numbers. They don't change, only the range changes. And one more thing in here, I didn't ask you such a case, but if they ask you something opposite, which is 7 minus 5 sine x, which is once you arrange this first one from -1 to +1, let's remove this one from that. Right now you have to multiply it by -5. Once you multiply by -5, you need to minus times minus turns into +5, and -5 sine x, and -5 times 1 is -5. So right now we cannot use this smaller sign anymore, because check that +5 is bigger than -5, which is once you multiply by negative, the inequality signs should be flipped. Just keep it in mind, which is I will not ask such a case, but you need to know such things.